Hello, friends. Welcome back to my batshit crazy world where we delve into inside the mind of a pedo slash incestuous slash trauma survivor, which is me, where I'm the patient and you're the therapist, and you analyze me. See if you can figure out what is wrong in here because, honey, not only do I live with pain in here. I've got chronic back pain too. Four surgeries out the window because they said everything should be okay. Hello, but it's not. So if it's not physical, it's mental and it's spiritual. So welcome back to the story time where we talk about the story of my life. How you doing? Welcome back. Subscribe. If this is your first time showing up over here, sit on down and watch this video and then go back down to number one, two, three, four, five, all of those, and then catch yourself up. And I would love to have you as part of my team. So now we're going to get on to it. All righty. So we left off with my mother and Jack ended their relationship, right? And that left me absolutely heartbroken. And I think a lot of parents, like I said in the last video, I don't think that a lot of parents, male or female, think about the effects that has on your children when you bring in some love affair into your lives and into their lives. They get emotionally attached to that person as well. And then when you break up, they have broken up as well and they don't know why, right? Now, very few parents sit down and have a conversation and say, well, this is why Mark and I broke up. And this is what Mark did to me. This is what Mark said I did to him. And we're no longer compatible. And there's never generally a conversation that's being had because you see it, well, this is my relationship. I want to end it, and I am, and therefore it is. And then you just move on with life, on to the next fella, leaving me here pitiful and broken because wait a minute. I don't think it was that bad. Like, could we work something out? I mean, could we discuss this situation? Can we not get past this? Did you talk it out? I mean, no, that just your child is left feeling like, wow, now this person is just gone. And so I urge you, if you know someone who needs to hear that, you need to let them know or direct them to this video or videos because there's so many. Um, that is something that should be looked at and probably redressed because it is very difficult for a child to process. Okay, even though like at this time I'm probably 8, I think 7 have 8, they understand what's happening, right? They understand, and so they get it, but it doesn't mean that the wounds aren't there. It doesn't mean that they too have experienced a breakup and they've come to love that person and they will be sad when that person leaves. Okay, that's something I think parents need to redress. And when I was in that same situation, I handled it differently, but we'll get to that on down the line, very much on down the line. So Jack is now gone. And so remember, I told you guys that my parents were always hot and cold. One day they're together, loving each other because they're married, and then they go their separate ways for a time or three. So one day I come home from school and I find that my dad is there visiting with my mother. Well, that's wonderful, right? Because who? I mean, like I said before, if I couldn't have my father in the home, Jack was a great substitute for the moment. And so now that my father is home, what child doesn't want their parents to be back together? Every child wants mother and father in the home. And so when I had that, my sister has a different father uh, from my mother's first marriage. So it's my daddy that has come back. And so when I come home from school to find him there, I couldn't be any happier. And even more so when he asked her if he could stay for a while, meaning move in. And I was just over the moon because I used to sit, I think I said earlier, I used to sit at the windowsill and hope that my father would just drive by to come and see me. I would sit and count the cars, you know, Maybe he'll be the 42nd card. Maybe he'll be the 63rd card. Maybe he'll be the 94th card. And I really did do that. I used to sit and the windowsill was big enough for me to sit on, and I would sit on the windowsill in my bedroom and stare out the window and watch the cars go by, and hopeful that perhaps today will be the day that he would come and visit with me. And I used to do that every single day in secret. I used to do it in secret, and my mom would come by and say, "What are you doing?" I'm sitting at that windowsill. What are you doing? And I would just say, I'm looking out the window. I'm just looking out the window, lying. But because I didn't want to really say the truth, I didn't want to say I'm sitting here hoping that my dad shows up. I was too embarrassed to say that, so I never said it. I just did it. And so this one day, when I come home from school and my dad is there, I thought wishes fulfilled, right? I was so ecstatic. And so, because remember earlier on, I told y'all that when there was a man in the house, my mom was very, very different. She was a little bit more kind than she ever was, ever. And especially with my father around. Okay, especially with my father around. Like I told y'all, my father was a very, very handsome man, extremely handsome. And his little nickname on the streets were Hollywood. They said he was so beautiful he should be in pictures. My daddy was extremely handsome. I don't know why my mother picked him, knowing that because we can't be having no. The women loved him. The women loved him, and he knew he was handsome. When he had that big old fro, y'all, he had that 70s fro, and he was well built. He was a snap lighter than my complexion, a couple of freckles here and there. So handsome, so handsome. And so yeah, she got what she paid for though with him because he knew he was looking good. Oh, he knew it. Oh, he knew it. And his nickname was Hollywood, but his family and close friends would call him Butch. So yeah, everybody loved them some Butch. Everybody loved them some Butch. But and by the way, I'm Lil Butch. So but there's that. So having him home and having it being my daddy that had returned home, not just some boyfriend that she had, she would be extra, nice, right? She would be extra nice now because when she had a man around, she was all right. Not that we didn't get in trouble. Like I said, you still got in trouble, still got yelled at, but not nearly as much when she had a man in the house. And then with him in the house, that's my daddy. So that would lessen a lot of my discipline. It would lessen because he did not believe in spankings. He just did not believe in whippings. He did not believe it. I told you about the time where he, faked like he gave me a spanking. He did not believe in that. So when he was there, I knew that I would be safe for a time at least from getting a spanking. And what about when he was, at work and she's at the house? She didn't do it as often then because when he would come home, he would rush to come and see me, and but she has done it a time or two in the early days, but where we are right now, she stopped because of this right here. When she did spank me when he wasn't home, so that she didn't have to hear him tell her no, not to do it. And when he came home from work this one particular day, I was upset and I wouldn't talk. And I was just sitting in because like I said, she was beat us with an extension cord. So you got, that's some heat on your little back there. And so I was just sitting alone licking my wounds and he asked me what happened. And I told him that I got a whipping and then I, told him why and with what and all the things. And he had a conversation with her about it. He had a conversation with her about it, at least about the extension cords. I don't know if he talked to her about the belt, but at least about that. So, and when that would happen, I wouldn't talk to anybody, not even him. And it was because you do kind of feel like it was his job to protect me from getting that, right? And he wasn't there to protect me. So, yeah, I was mad at him too, right? So I wouldn't talk to him either, even though it wasn't him that did anything at all. I wouldn't talk to him either because he should have just made her stop. That's how I felt in my mind. and he didn't because clearly I've done got a spanking today, a brutal one, and there we are, right? So no, I wouldn't talk to him either. And so he learned that, like I said, pretty quick. It was one time when he came home from work, I wouldn't talk to him, and I was upset. I was in my room, and I pouted. I just sitting and I pouted, and I pout. Okay, y'all, we're trying to gloss over this. I pouted on purpose because I knew he would be mad if I didn't talk to him. I knew that he. Okay, y'all, stop trying not to say it. Okay, stop being nosy. I knew that if I didn't speak to him, it would hurt his feelings. And if I hurt his feelings, he was going to go and find out why and what's making me act like that. And then my mom would get in trouble with him. So that would be rescuing me from the little spankers, okay? And it did include my sister, in case you want to know. He didn't say you can't whoop this one, but go ahead and beat that one. It was not like that. Neither one of them. Nobody was getting whipped in the house. But yeah, I knew that it would hurt him if I didn't speak to him. I knew that. I knew that if I sat in my room and did, because when he came home from work and I would hear his voice at the front door, I would come barreling out of my room to go and greet him, and I did it every single time. If I was in the house, if I was outside, but I used to know what time he got off work, so I'll be watching the parking lot for him when he got off work. But yeah, I knew it would hurt his feelings if I didn't speak. I knew he would be upset by that. Because remember, they're so hot and cold. He doesn't even see me every month, every week, not even every year, right? He didn't even see me every year. When they're hot and cold, I'm telling you, they're hot and cold. So and so for me to treat him like that when he came home from work, coming from an explosion of love to, sitting in my room with the door closed, and as he would say, with your lips stuck out, sitting in my room with my lips stuck out, upset, it hurt his feelings. And I wanted her to be in trouble. I sure did. So I behaved like that. So I'm a child. All right, I'm 8. So stop it. I don't need you to tell me. Go off on me in the comments. I'm 8 years old. I thought like a child because I was one. So yeah. So life is going great. So I think, yay for that. And we didn't celebrate Christmas in our house. And my father grew up celebrating Christmas. Even though my dad marched with the Black Panthers, he still did not celebrate. I mean, he still grew up celebrating Christmas and still would celebrate Christmas. But my mother was not having it. A whole different religion. I'm sure you guys can figure it out. Um, no, we did not celebrate Christmas. Period. Okay. So this is I believe I'm 8 this year. 8. And my birthday is November the 1st. So I think I've just turned 8 from this point. And so he really wanted us to have Christmas. Okay. At least me to have he wanted to share Christmas with me. And so my mother didn't believe in it, but he finally talked her into it. And so my mother asked us, what did we want for Christmas? And I can't remember everything that I said that I wanted. I remember nothing of what my sister said she wanted. But I know that one of the things that I wanted was that Barbie head. Remember that Barbie head girls, that one that was right, half hair, and you get to comb my kid. And you get to comb her hair, and she had a little comb, a blow dryer, the fake lipstick, and all of that. The brush set, and then she got me the accessory kit, or maybe it came with it. That it had rollers and a blow dryer, not just the comb and brush, but it was rollers, blow dryer, and it had a pack of barrettes, and then it also had a little like it had this little purple necklace. It was like a diamond necklace kind of thing, a little purple diamond necklace with matching earrings, and I wanted that so bad. And see, my mother would never buy me a Barbie doll. Now, for me, not my sister, not at all. We could not own a single Barbie doll because this is the 1980s, okay? So they did not make Barbie dolls that looked like me. And since that was the case, she was buying nothing Barbie. Not the Barbie Dream House, not the head thing, none of that. No Barbies, period. And so I wanted that Barbie doll so bad. I wanted that Barbie. I wanted that Barbie. I just said my life was just not gonna ever be complete if I did not have that Barbie. I don't care if she had blonde hair and blue eyes. I wanted that little head so I can comb her hair and so I can play beautician. Because back in the day, all the little girls we used to love to play beautician. I don't know if y'all did back in your little heyday, but we would sit down outside like in an apartment complex on the step. Let me braid your hair. Let me comb your hair. Let me put your hair in a ponytail. And we would run inside the house and get all of our little, hair and hair barrettes and comb and brush and everything, and then do let somebody else do our hair. But we would never shave them. What we wouldn't do was we had to go in the house and get our own hairbrush and comb and rollers and barrettes because we learn. I don't know about y'all, but we learned very early. You don't share anybody's hairbrush like that. Like just random people used to sharing hairbrushes. So we would all each go run in the house and get our own stuff so that she can play in our hair. That's what we used to call it. We like to play in somebody's hair. And it does feel good. Have y'all ever had someone play in your hair? Just someone to just brush your hair and comb your hair and play with your hair, just rearrange, just do your hair. You should try that. It does feel good. So that's what we say. Let me play in your hair. And so we would just do that, right? So that's why I had to have that Barbie. And um, so we're gearing up and we're going to celebrate Christmas this year. But there's not going to be a Christmas tree and all of that stuff. But they had planned a little party, on Christmas Eve, and was going to have all the friends and stuff come over, and we were going to finally have Christmas, right? So we're excited about this, and this is, I think, somewhere around my birthday time, somewhere close to it, because at that time, at least my parents at least, they would have to save up money for Christmas or any other major purchase kind of thing. Uh, because my mother had never celebrated Christmas before, so she had never allocated monies for that. So it was something that she had to work toward putting aside and saving for Christmas, and maybe if by chance put it on layaway. There was a store, and if y'all from Dallas, y'all would know it. This little store was called HL Green, and that is where it. Okay, for something similar to HL Green that y'all may know, it may be I know we had H.O. Green and M.E. Moses, but you may have had what was that called? Woolworth or Five and Dime. It's something like a Woolworth and a Five and Dime. And so that's where she would go and get the bulk of everything, like our school clothes, supply, anything that she can get, the housewares, Tupperware, all of that kind of stuff. You could go to HL Green and get, and it was always a little cheaper than, like, say, Sears and J.C. Penney at the time. And so we knew this obviously, so we had to get our little Christmas list right in early. And so I'm really excited. I'm really happy, y'all, that I'm gonna you finally have Christmas. I can't wait. I get to see, what all the little kids around me would always talk about Christmas and show off what they got, and it was so great, and it was so amazing, and blah blah blah, and we never got anything. Yeah, we never got anything. Anyway, so that was done there, right? So it's the time for us to like, all right. One day, out of the clear blue, like I told y'all earlier, my mother used to get up for work and or leave at around 5 or be out the door around 5. That was normal, right? Uh, and now that Jack bought her a car, she didn't have to catch the bus. So she had a little extra spare time. So I think she went at one point from getting up at around 4:30 to right around 5. Because now she had the car, she had to take the bus. She would have to transfer different buses. I know back in the day, and so me and my sister are in bed, and then in comes my father. In comes my father. No, in comes my hero, and my sister and I wake up to find him nude in our room. And yeah, and without words, without any words, so sex acts were performed, and he got up and left and went right back next door to him and my mother's room. And I remember that day so very clearly because I was selling chocolate bars at school, and I meant to ask him the night before, would he take my little paper to work? Because that's what parents used to do back in the day. They would take your little Girl Scout cookie form or whatever you're selling at the school. It was like for a scholastic book fair, I think it was back in the day. And you sell so much, you get this prize. Everybody wanted this certain prize. There was a certain prize that I wanted. And so I remember thinking when I saw him in the room, oh, it must be morning time. I should ask him if he wanted, if he could buy some chocolate and if he would take it to work and sell my chocolate. Because this was the one that they gave you the chocolate bars up front with it. You know how sometimes you have to come, you order this certain amount, it'll come in later. It wasn't that one. It was one that you had the chocolate with you and you just went like door to door selling it. And I had that case of chocolate on my dresser, and I had sat up thinking, oh, let me ask him if he can buy me some chocolate. 'Cause obviously, I wanted chocolate. Buy me some chocolate, and could he take it to work? But I didn't get to ask that. And so I waited. So after everything was finished, and me and my sister had to get up and go to school, like I couldn't even look at him. I couldn't even fathom that my dad, my dad, my dad. So time went on. Me, my sister, we never discussed it. We already knew. Just keep. We never discussed it. And time goes on, and then here's Christmas Eve, and so my mother, by us not. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't do that. Not celebrating Christmas, she did not wrap any of those presents. She just left them in a bag, the bag that she purchased them in, and handed them to us directly on Christmas Eve. And she made it a point, and she told my daddy that she was not going to give us these presents on Christmas Day because she does not believe in Christmas, that they could take it before. And so, and it's why she wouldn't wrap it either. Because this is just a gift to you. She was not going to put it in Christmas wrapping. She was not, we're not going to run underneath some tree the next day and grab all of our goodies that Santa Claus brought to town. None of that. Just, he wanted me to have some presents around this season. So here are presents. And so that's what she did. And so and that was to keep us busy while the adults are out there having a party. And like I told y'all, every other weekend or maybe every weekend, depending on how their money was fluctuating this whatever time week or something day whatever. Um, every other weekend or every weekend, it was always a party, and it was at our house. And so they would always invite their friends, my mother's best friend and his best friend, and then of course their, significant other, kids if they've got them, and friends. I mean, good friends, maybe from the job kind of thing. Back in the day when you could have friends from the job over and socialize on weekends and do all the things before you started getting stabbed in the back by your friends at the job. It was always that. So my sister and I are in the bedroom. We're just playing because we knew when they had company, we were in the bedroom. So we're in the bedroom, and suddenly, like I said, the gifts come in and we're excited. So now she drops the gifts off and she's going back out there with the gifts. And so there we are, opening up. My sister has her bag and I have my bag, and we're opening up our stuff that's in the bag. And I dig through, just hoping and praying I got that Barbie head. And so I do. That's the first thing I open up. I put everything else aside. I have to get into this box right now and get this Barbie head out, 'cause I want to see her hairbrush and her blow dryer, how many barrettes she has, and what does her necklace look like, and all the stuff. I just can't. I am just so excited, and it's Christmas. I got a Christmas present too. Ah! So here we are with all that, and in walks my dad and his best friend, Reese, and my dad says, "How do you, little butch? How do you like your presents?" And I said, "I like it, Daddy. I got this." I'm showing him the little doll. And he looks at my sister. He calls her, I'm not going to call my sister's name out on this video. I'm not going to do it. But anyway, sister, did you like what your mama gave you? You know, I had to work hard for that. Y'all know I had to work hard for that, but I did that for you. I did that for you. He's doing that thing. I did that for you while he's holding a drink. His drink was Crown Royal. What's his liquor? Crown Royal. Well, that's it. That's all. He was Crown drinking man, and his beer was Slit Small Liquor Bull. And so he's holding his crown in his hand, and he's doing that like, well, I had to work hard for that, don't you? I had to work hard for that, don't you? You know how your mama is. You know how your mama is. And I'm just so excited. Okay, and so Reese is just standing there with, because whenever you saw Reese, you saw my dad. This can come in handy later. Whenever you saw Reese, you saw my dad. Whenever you saw my dad, you saw Reese. They were always together. And so Reese was standing right next to him. And then, so yeah, we're always exclaiming how much we love it, and we're doing all of it. We're so excited, and we're showing them everything, and we're talking. But I only showed them my Barbie. That's all I got open up just right now because, yay, that Barbie. So just it couldn't be a better day. It could not be a better moment, right? Because I had waited all my 8-year life to have Christmas, and I finally have Christmas. Because when people used to ask me what I got for Christmas this year, I would just say nothing, and explain we don't celebrate Christmas. And then I stopped, but I said that a couple, two, three times to a couple, two, three people, and then I was looked at like the weird kid, and so I would just not even answer the question. Or I say something that's more like, "Why you want to know? You mind your own business." Getting defensive, right? I already done. I'm gonna run defense because I'm ashamed. But anyway, so now that I've got these presents, I don't have to do that anymore. I'm so stoked, right? Because it's hard, when you see other kids, having all this fun and talking about it, and you can't be included. And I was never included. And so finally, I had this big special moment. And my dad said, "Do y'all mind if I keep coming in here doing what I'm doing to you? Do you mind?" And right then, my sister and I looked at each other. I'm holding my Barbie head, and my sister's holding whatever. I think it was a Rubik's Cube. Um, her presents. And he said, "Do you mind if I keep coming in here doing that to you?" Do you like it? Do y'all like it? And we just didn't say anything. We just didn't say anything. Do you mind if I keep coming in there doing that to you? Do you like it? And both of us just sat there. I'm holding this dog in my hand, and that's what he said. And then he said, "Would y'all mind Reese?" And Reese just looked down at me and my sister with this grin on his face and just stood there. It was so clear that he was waiting for an answer. He just stood there. And then my dad said, "See, man, I told you that he mind. I told you." We were getting sold not just from him, but for his friend. And I'm not saying that there was no money exchange. I'm not saying so in that respect, but he said that. My daddy, my daddy. And do y'all know now? I absolutely detest Christmas. I absolutely hate it because every time I hear that, like that sound of wrapping paper, and it was because we were going through that bad. When he said something, I'm holding that doll and I'm digging into the bag. And that's what he said. 32 seconds, 32 minutes and 45 seconds. Um, don't forget to subscribe. Leave your thoughts down below. Let's hash this out and see what's going on in batshit crazy me. So yeah, don't forget to share this video to any friends and family that you think could benefit music. And until next time, I will see y'all in the next video.